In this video, we are going to be looking at word problem. Specifically, we'll be looking at product of numbers. Now, the first thing I want you to understand is that product and of means multiply. So if I ask you, what's the product of 5 and 6? What's the product of 5 and 6? It means I'm asking you 5 multiplied by 6, which is 30. Do you understand? What is the product of 2 and a? I mean 2 times a, which is 2a. Does that make sense? Alright, if I asked you 1 over 2 of 6, it's the same thing as 1 over 2 times 6. And you have 2 here 1, 2 here 3. And your answer is 1 times 3, 3. Do you understand? So the point here is that product and of means multiply. Can we take examples? So we have this question. If the product of 6 and a number gives 144, find the number. Now let's solve this. Now remember, the first thing you want to do is to say let the number be a letter equals to, let's say, n. Do you understand? So let's go to the question. So we have, if the product of 6, product means times, and a number, now the number here we represented it as n, gives equals to, does this make sense? Now gives, it means it's equals to 144. Now we are told to find the number, which is n. Do you understand? So word problem is just trying to read through the word and interpret it in mathematical equation. Does that make sense? So if the product, you know product is times, of 6 and a number, we say let the number be n. So 6 times n gives equals to 144. So we are expected to find n. Now to find n, all we need to do is to divide both sides by 6. Do you understand? 6 cancels 6, you are left with n. 6 here 1. 6 in 14 is 2, remainder 2. 6 in 24 is 4. So our answer is n equals to 24. Do you understand? Alright, let's take another example. So we have this question. When a number was multiplied by itself, the result gotten was 169. Find the number. Now remember, the first thing you want to say is let the number be any letter. So we can say equals to y. Now let's go to the question. When a number was multiplied by itself, now we already say let the number be y. So if it's multiplied by itself, it's like y times y. Do you understand? When a number is multiplied by itself, and we know the number, we say we should represent it with y. So we multiply y by itself. Y times y. Does this make sense? The result, remember what I told you in the previous video. Result implies equals to, the result was 169, so equals to 169. We are told to find the number. So let's do this. Y times y will give us y square. So we have y square equals to 169. Now to find y, all we need to do is to find the square root of both sides. Of both sides. Now let me tell you the reason for this. If you have y square, you are trying to find y, so you are trying to remove this square. So to remove this square, you do the opposite of square, and the opposite of square is square root. Do you understand? So square root will cancel square, and you will be left with y. But anything you do to one side, you have to do it to the other side. That is why we say find the square root of both sides. Does that make sense? So let's do this. Equals to square root of 169. So square root cancels square. We are left with y equals to square root of 169 is what? What do you multiply with itself to get 169? That is 13. So square root of 169 is 13, because 13 times 13 is 169. So it means our answer is 13. Do you understand? Let's take another question. So we have this question. The product of three numbers is 480. If the first two numbers are 10 and 12, find the third number. Now remember, the first thing you want to say is let the third number be equals to a letter. So let's say X. Now look, the product of three numbers is 480. So we have three numbers, and they said the product of the three numbers is 480. If the first two numbers are 10 and 12, so it means first number equals to 10, the second number equals to 12. Then we are told to find the third number. So let's do this. If the first two numbers are 10 and 12, remember products times, we are multiplying three numbers. We already know two of them. And then the third one is X. So it means product of the three numbers 10 times 12 times X. Do you understand? The product of the three numbers 10 times 12 times X is what? 480. So we are expected to find X. So to find X, we just divide both sides by 10 times 12. Do you understand? If you like, you can say 10 times 12, 120. 120 times X, 120X. And then you divide both sides by 120. You're still going to get the same answer. So 10 year 1, 10 year 1, 12 year 1, 12 year 1. You are left with X. So we have X equals to 0 cancels 0. We have 12 year 1, 12 year 4. So it means X equals to 4. And this is our answer. Does that make sense? One more question. So we have this question. 1/9 of a certain number equals 360. Find the number. Now remember, the first thing you want to do is to say, let the number be equals to Y. Now let's go to the question. 1/9. What's the meaning of 1/9? It means 1/9. Do you understand? 1/5, 1/5. 2/3, 2/3. Do you understand? Now 1/9 of represent times. A certain number, we say let the number be what? Y. So 1/9 of. 1/9 of a certain number. Can you see? 1/9 times Y equals, so we write equals to what? 360. Now we are told to find the number. Do you understand? Now remember, this is the same thing as over 1. So we have 1 times Y is Y. Over 9 times 1 is 9. Equals to 360. And we can say over 1. Now when we have one fraction on either side of the equals to sign, we cross multiply. So we have Y times 1 is what? Y. Then we have 9 times 360. 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 6 is 54. 4 carry 5. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 plus 5 will give us 32. So it means that our answer is 3,240. Do you understand? So don't forget, of and product means multiplication.